Yeah, I'm Jason Yeagle. I live in San Francisco, California with my lovely wife and 2 daughters. I'm a painter. I love to draw people, and I've been striving to draw hands well since I was 6 years old. I teach as well as make art, but teaching doesn't pay very well, frankly. Well, my dad was red-green colorblind, but my dad was a painter, not so interested in pop songs. I'd rather go to a record store or go see some live music than go to a museum or a gallery. Music is this form that I can consume, that I can absorb and process and translate into my own work. You know, what I'm doing is public art. It's not street art. I'm not a street artist, I know that. For me, art has been something that allows me to be alive, allows me to function in the world. Having children, having a family gives me a real strong force. I want to make something that puts me into that kind of state of mind of enthusiasm and real emotional experience. It feels great to have that big piece here in this neighborhood. I don't have any personal knowledge of whether or not this mural looks really different from any other mural around, but I'm definitely pretty proud to have my work out in the public. And I'm super proud of where I live. And so I'm really experiencing this neighborhood day to day and have a relationship to this place. And the thing that I wanted to kind of represent was something that had some sort of power, some kind of story that regarded the families that live in the neighborhood and expressed my pride for San Francisco. The world that I painted is a cartoon world, part of a public art style that I feel that has emerged within my work. I want to make things that appeal to people, that are more democratic maybe. And I don't come from any kind of graffiti tradition. And one of my greatest pleasures as a maker is to improvise. And that was something that was really exciting to be able to do on the scale that wall was. Yeah, now we're cooking with color. I don't know really what color I want. And sometimes it makes me real nervous to try to make a decision in any form as an artist. But I gotta take a stab out there anyway. And you know, I'm just such a believer artistically in a non-linear process. I love mixing a color down to something that's quite like gray. Maybe a pinkish gray, maybe an orangish gray, maybe a bluish gray. And then resaturating it, putting in full pigments to bring it back to a brighter, more saturated version. I believe in that kind of process of exploration. I remembered that my daughter Nika had said that I should use the color orange of the beast somewhere else on the wall, which was rad to hear her say that, because I'm often trying to use single colors in triangular patterns within a composition so that my eye moves around the rectangle of the piece, if it's rectangular, between those similar colors. And this little orange dude, basically got him in at the last minute in a way that fulfilled Nika's desire to see orange somewhere else on that wall. I really liked this comic artist named Julie Doucet, and I remember in her comics basically everything was personified, and I think I might have just taken that on directly from her. So another way I was thinking about the mural after I made the design was all of the characters within the mural could represent different aspects of a person's persona. There's the kind of happy-go-lucky but dark shadow creature on the side with a hat that's got a white dog on his head. You know, there's kind of a lurker in the background and other levels of abstraction. So one easy way to understand it for me is that I've created these 2 female characters. There's the animal protectorate, and that could be analogous to my 9-year-old and 12-year-old daughters. And one is sort of focused outwardly with a sword, and one is focused inwardly reading a book. And those are two types of characteristics that I experience in my daughters, not necessarily individually or distinctly in a separate way between the two. I think is incredibly valuable about art is to have this, something is unknowable or unexplainable, where the vectors involved in making meaning by the artist in the process of making it and analogously experienced by a viewer or by some sort of witness, audience, that there's these sort of planes of reference and feeling and meaning and codification that are never going to add up to anything resembling a single answer or possibly even an answer at all. And in that unknowable place is, you know, some sort of raw, unmitigated experience of life, like watching leaves flutter in the wind with the clouds behind them and the sound of the wind, just sort of a multi-sensory experience. Has no beginning and has no conclusion.